Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these. These funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy. They are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny. Listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
Good evening and good morning, and welcome to episode 126 of the JVG NBA Tribute Show, coming to you live from bloody Melbourne, 38 degrees it is here. Lucas, how are you feeling, Lucas?
I'm okay, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty hot actually. Maybe you can hear the aircon in the background. It's pretty hot in here.
Hopefully I can immerse you into the mood and room that we're in. Now actually, Michael, on the way over here, let me just double check one thing. Yep, we're all good. That should the gain go up?
A little bit maybe.
Yeah. So, on the way over here, as you know, I was picking up a cola drink.
A fizzy drink.
A fizzy
That's
drink.
what we called it.
Yeah. And since we don't have the endorsement deal, we won't say the name live on air. But I went to...
A nondescript cola drink.
Yeah, a nondescript cola drink. I also went to a petrol station, again will remain nameless, and the person working there had a back in 5 sign. They were back in about 10. So it was a big line, and I was like, oh man, I'd just love to get the petrol and just go. I ended up filling up with 98 instead of 91 because proportionately the price wasn't that different. So I was like, why don't I just enjoy myself?
Really?
Yeah, why don't I splurge?
That's an odd thing to do.
It was.
Are you still driving your dad's car?
Yeah, and so I was like, may as well take care of it.
That's nice now. Yeah.
My auntie re-upped the car insurance, and I was like, GP, can I just please pay for the insurance until I go away? And he was just like, no, like got angry. I was like, very chill.
Yeah.
So I was like, alright, cool, I'll just fill up with 98. Just keep Dedo's car fucking clean as a whistle. But I was like already, like, my patience had been worn thin. I was like, I'm already in like half, peak hour traffic. I've had to wait this whole time to get the petrol and the Coca-Cola. Right? Oh, fuck. The Coca-Cola. And I ended up buying it. I get on back on the road. And there's just like a couple of drivers aren't really like up to par. I was driving on St. George's Road. I feel like we've got 126 episodes. We've talked about it at least 126 times.
Yeah. The speed limit is the number of episodes of this podcast minus 56.
Yeah. That was not the issue. The issue was I was turning right to do a U-turn, and I had a person that pauses in the middle type beat. And I was like...
Now, wait, let me ask you this before you go further. And they pause in the middle from like going across, or did they turn right and then pause in the middle?
They had turned right. We had the right priority arrow.
Just ridiculous.
We had the right priority arrow, and they turned right.
Oh, you can keep going.
And you know you can keep going. So I horned a few times.
Yeah, good.
And I was like, wow, I really don't horn. I wonder what I'd do in a purge.
That was the first time you'd wondered this?
I wondered what I'd do in a purge situation if this was the case. And I now know what I would do in a purge situation. I would like wave them down. I'd tell them to get out of the car, and then I'd put them in a safe spot, and then I'd blow up their car.
Right.
And then hopefully we could have a nice, healthy conversation about why they should go.
Now, if they were in a purge situation, do you think they'd try to kill you as well?
I haven't fully gone over the rules yet. But I'm also thinking in a purge situation, that type of driver probably isn't on the road.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Very true. That's great. I really like that. How would you blow it up? You just got some explosives on you?
Oh, Molotov cocktail.
Molotov cocktail.
100%.
Yeah.
What a lit weapon, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For more reasons than the literal one.
Good name.
Yeah.
Great name for a weapon. Well, since you're asking, and thank you for asking, I have 2 things that I've always thought I would do in a purge situation. I've told you the first one before. I think it'd just be nice to just do a bit of casual drink driving.
Yeah.
I'm not talking get hammered and go like hurtling down the freeway as fast as you can. Although I'm sure that might feel nice. But I'm thinking like 3, 4 beers, just you and your buddies. It's like 4, 5, 6 p.m. Kind of just the real golden hour, and you're just cruising around, blasting music. You're having a beer while you're driving. You got a little esky running down the hill. It would just be the best vibe ever.
Yeah, it would be. In your purge scenario, are you thinking of it more as like a Groundhog Day situation, where then the next day the world resets, or are you thinking of it like you could actually lose your life?
I am thinking about it as a Groundhog situation. I think you are too, because
Yeah.
I think if you're going pulling over people and blowing up their cars, they won't be too happy about it.
Okay, so we're doing like a Purge by Groundhog Day situation.
Yeah. It's like you can do whatever you like for a day, no consequences.
So no one can get harmed.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
like, you can harm people, but then they're fine.
They're fine the next day.
Yeah.
Because I have a few suggestions for your day. Because I think it's probably the best thing you can do. Because it's like, oh, you're obviously not a psycho, and it's just like it's just minorly breaking the rules.
Yeah.
But I think,
I mean, yeah, it's endangering people's lives.
yeah, but they're gonna be fine the next day.
Yeah.
But also 3-4 beers, I'm sure you could drive.
Oh, 100%.
Drink drivers are not having 3 or 4 beers; they're having many more than that.
But like, you do, even after you have 2 beers, you're like, alright. My reactions aren't, they're not at their finest.
No
motor
way.
skills are diminishing. They're not getting better, as some people
They're not fine motor skills; they're very
Okay.
broad motor skills.
Choose.
So I think what you should do is make a whole day of it, since you're going to have only one chance to do this.
Yeah.
I think you start the day, you mosey on down to a nice breakfast cafe.
Wow.
And you have like, you just take your time, you order as much as you want. You enjoy your time, whoever you're going to joyride with later in the day, you mosey on down to the cafe with them. Take your time, maybe an hour or two at the thing, a couple of maybe a coffee or two, maybe a juice, maybe 2 meals. And then on the way out, you leave a very generous tip.
Alright, so you don't not pay for it.
You leave it. You leave like a tip. I'm saying you want to leave at least a $50 note, and then whatever else. But you don't pay for the meal.
Right. You just leave $50.
You leave like a very nice tip, and then you dash.
Yeah.
So you've dined.
You go up to the waitress, she's a waitress, and you hand her a crisp $50 bill,
Yeah.
maybe a couple of oldies.
Yeah.
Hey, buy yourself something nice, love.
Yeah, but you don't pay. So breakfast has probably come down out to like $110, $20 at this point. And then you leave like a really generous tip and just walk out. And I think you should also be having a cigarette through the cafe.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
So like you've rolled it, you've eaten the breakfast, and then you have the
I'm going
cigarette.
smoking Taylor's on my Purge day.
Oh wow, man, this guy not his first time breaking the law. Whatever it is, you smoke your cigarette through the cafe, and then you leave, and then you commit grand theft auto in the car. You're going to use
steal the car
for the joyride.
No.
Now, I knew you'd like this. Would you prefer to break into a car that's parked, or to just jack someone that's driving?
I would prefer to jack someone that's driving, but I don't know if it goes with the whole vibe of the day.
True.
I think, well, I'd go up to like, because it doesn't need to be a super nice car. I'd go up to like kind of meek looking guy, maybe he's in his 40s, and I'm not going to like, look mate, I'm about to have the best day of my life, so I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle and maybe explain things to him. And then he might come around to my way of thinking. If he doesn't, then just grab him and chuck him out the car, I reckon. Grand Theft Auto style as well.
Okay, so alright, so we're gonna jack a car that is being driven, and then I reckon we just do what you want to do. A couple beers, just joyride. Are you driving, or everyone gets a turn?
I reckon I'm doing most of it, but yeah, you can have to if you have to.
And how long do you reckon you want to be driving for?
Like ages.
Yeah.
Like until you get sick of it. And I just don't think you'd get sick of it if you were drinking.
Not for a while.
Playing tunes, and it was a fine, mild summer's day.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
I do think, though, however, at the end of the day, South Preston Woolies, I reckon just light it up. Just go down to about 15 k's an hour and just fill it with bullets. Because that whole sheet of windows, it's just asking to be drive-by. As a gang-affiliated member, with also further gang affiliations, I would know what a drive-by-able window looks like. But I just reckon you set up like a light machine gun, like a pack-a-punch MG42 from World at War, and then just all the way down. It's 100 rounds.
What do you kill all the people inside?
Well, you said there was no fatalities.
Because are you doing it for the killing, or are you doing it for the
No.
Are you doing it for the fun of spraying out the windows?
Spraying out the window, breaking the windows, and just sending some bullets into the window.
Yeah, that's nice.
I would hate to hurt a person.
I can get that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe like an old freaking chain gun from World War II or something. It's a little bit light. It's a little bit lighter. Maybe our window's a little bit thicker these days.
Yeah.
Maybe you cracks all the windows and it doesn't kill anyone.
Now
maybe that's a bonus.
That's safer.
That sounds like the perfect day, Lukas. Cheers to that. I do have one other thing I have to do, and you're not gonna like it.
Wait, during the purge.
I'd like to kick a small dog over a fence.
Okay.
pick a chihuahua or a pug. Something in like a nice kind of football size.
Yeah.
I just think I could really get some weight behind it.
Yeah. Why do you want to kick it over a fence?
I think that would be just like an indication of how far I can get.
Yeah. But, okay, so
Let's say I'm
let's...
standing in the backyard and this fucking chihuahua's yapping at me, right? I'm just like, you know what?
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to make the distinction if it's like a punt or a kick.
Yeah, not a drop punter. An American football hike, if you want.
Yeah. Do you reckon it'd drag more or it'd send? Because I feel like it should just die on impact.
Yeah, probably.
And like it would
I
like...
thought about that.
And it would actually like the cracking of the bones and stuff would absorb most of your foot,
Yeah,
and then you would
yeah.
end up just like kind of flicking it.
No, I think you'd be able to get some air.
Yeah, okay.
I'm really convinced you'd be able to get it in the air.
Okay. Would you wear like boots?
Yeah, I'd wear like my big Doc Martens or like.
I meant like soccer boots.
Oh no, I'd wear like you want some like heavy leather ones.
Yeah.
Really get some force behind it.
I like. Are you starting or ending the day with this?
I think it's the first thing I do.
Oh, first thing you do. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it should be the last thing you do.
Yeah, in case it goes badly.
Exactly right. Because I actually think it could put you in a bad mood.
Yeah, it could be quite traumatizing. Actually. Now, like, I have thought about that as well.
Yeah. And I don't. You wouldn't want to like ruin that joyride.
No, exactly right.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, if I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that to that dog. But then I guess my second thought of the day is, I didn't actually do that to that dog. That dog.
Yeah. Nice. So it's a bit. Oh, it's kind of like a Who's Reality. Yeah. Did you do that in year 10?
Oh wait. Yeah.
Who's Reality?
So it's like a you did in like social studies and other social edu. What was that?
I think we did it in English.
Yeah.
English.
Humanities?
Potentially, but I think my school, Northcote High, did it
Who's
in
Reality?
Was it not Death of a Salesman?
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah. Dustin Hoffman's greatest hit.
Who's Reality? Vic Idiot.
Who's Reality.vic.edu.
Is that still? Yeah, there it is. It's still on the freaking. There it is. 2015 English reading exam. That's
my year.
Literally what you would have done.
No shitting.
Yeah. Who's Reality? Death of a Salesman. Wow.
Wow.
So I guess it kind of is like that.
Yeah, some things never die. I have a few other suggestions. I have two more. One, I would shit into my hand and slap it into John Setka's face.
I love that you had to look up CFMU to figure out who that guy was.
I just like, I knew his face, I knew it was CFMU, I just forgot his name. And I just think that would be really satisfying. And you're thinking, what are you going to do with your shitting hand? I'd probably just get nude and just like public indecency.
Yeah, right.
Because I think that'd be a fun crime to commit.
Public indecency.
Yeah, especially if you're around like Setka types.
Yeah, right. You just get naked.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of funny to just walk around
I think it'd be
naked.
very funny to walk around naked.
In public as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just think that'd be a fun law to break. I would also like to just stab heaps of stuff. Like so much different stuff and objects.
Like not living or non-living?
I don't know. But I just think like having like a whole array of what are they? Slicing devices, I've called them here. Different sizes, different shapes, different weights. And I just would like to see how everything feels to stab.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. And I also think it'd be fun to look crazy doing that, just like cutting away at shit.
So you think would you get naked and then do that?
No, I think this is later in the
This
day.
is later. Okay, so these are discrete activities that you're doing.
Yeah.
You get naked, you're slapping John Secker in the face with some shit in your hair.
Yeah.
You're putting your clothes back on and you're going around stabbing shit.
Well, as you know, I'm an introvert, so I think I would need some time alone to just recharge.
Yeah,
because I feel like
you need to have a lie down.
Yeah, definitely have a lie down and probably wash the shit off my hand.
Yeah.
That's my stabbing hand as well. It's my stabbing and slapping hand.
Right. You're not, but you know how you're ambidextrous. You're not
ambidextrous.
You don't stab and slap with different hands.
No. But my two-handed stab, that's more of that's a sword.
If you got like a machete or something.
You reckon a machete two-hander?
If you're doing a two-handed machete type stuff, I think carrying a machete with one hand is a lot harder than it seems.
Oh no way, I could do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you could, but I'm just saying you might get some nice heft behind it if you do go for a two-hander.
They reckon it's
If you go for the tennis grand slam.
They reckon it's 15.7 ounces.
How much is that?
Why is it? Fucking 15 ounces in.
It's so funny that you can find the weight of like any weapon on the internet.
Oh my god, wait. It's half a kilo.
What?
That can't be right.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I want a machete.
Yeah. Fucking hell. For the kitchen or for our purge?
For purging.
Fucking hell.
What if we got purged? You'd love to have a machete in here.
You need to have a machete. Have you seen the movie Purge?
Nah, I've never watched it.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I was watching it one time and I was like, nah, this is a plane movie. But there's no way they'd have it on the plane.
No way.
It's so
It would
violent.
encourage some bad activity on the plane, I think. Because when you're on a plane, man, you're thinking of purging all the time. Like the baby's crying. They're like, what if I just fucking open this door? You know, shit like that. All those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, we'll get them right.
yeah. What if I just shat in the aisle?
I'm actually so chill on a flight.
Yeah, I'm actually fine. I'm kind of just playing into this area. It's called Yes and.
Have you heard of it? Yes, and speaking of purging,
Ah, here we go.
speaking of breaking the law, it seems that's what the New York Liberty did
Oh, wow.
in their trade with the Connecticut Sun. So, let me pull up what one I prepared earlier.
Do you want me to, wait, I got the,
Have you got
the details there?
Have you got the CBSSports.com website up? Because I found there was no other website that really laid everything out neatly.
The nexthoops.com has a nice graphic of it, actually.
Oh,
Which,
perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, also shout out to the nexthoops.com.
yeah, shout out to nexthoops.com. They're doing yeoman's work. So, a trade has been announced. It involves Jonquel Jones. She's the centerpiece of this trade. She will be going to the New York Liberty from the Connecticut Sun. Liberty will also be receiving Kayla Thornton from the Dallas Wings. The Connecticut Sun will receive the number 6 overall pick and Rebecca Allen from New York, and then Tiasha Harris from Dallas. And then Dallas will receive Natasha Howard from New York and Crystal Dangerfield also from New York.
Yeah.
So Lucas, what the fuck are we meant to make of this?
We are. So I'm. This is great business by the Liberty.
Absolutely fantastic business.
Yeah. Jonquel Jones requested a trade to the New York Liberty as well. So that's why she was. I think that. That the Liberty were able to get her so cheap. Now, Taisha Harris, I'm not too familiar with. I didn't watch too many Wings games last year. But Beck Allen, I'm sure most listeners would be familiar with, an Aussie, being traded from the Liberty. I really wish that she didn't get traded. I would love to have seen her play with Sabrina Ionescu and Jonquel Jones. But this is a crazily good trade for the New York Liberty, who are also looking to add Breanna Stewart, which would be pretty heartbreaking, and also just break the league if they had Ionescu, Jonquel Jones, and Breanna Stewart on the same team. But this is crazy good dealing by the Liberty. And I think the Sun didn't really have... I feel like they were kind of destined to fail when Jonquel Jones said she wanted out and that she also wanted to go to the Liberty.
Yeah, it's hard to look at like this move by the Sun as like a, they get better. Obviously losing an MVP is, there's no bigger loss than losing a former league MVP.
Yeah. Also, it was 2021 she was the MVP.
Yeah,
It was like just then.
Yeah, it was just a couple of years ago. But I think from last year's playoffs, like it looked like something like this was going to happen. That felt like the last hurrah for that team. Then they fired the coach. They got a new coach. They got a new general manager. It was becoming super clear that she was going to want out. So I think they sort of got everything that they could from this situation. Like Beck Allen's a great player. They were definitely short at the guard spot. The number 6 pick, I don't know. I haven't looked at the big board for the WNBA draft, but like it's semi-valuable. The most interesting thing here for me for the Sun is that it frees up their core designation spot. Now, do you know what this is?
I don't exactly know what it is, but I think they want to spend it on Breanna Jones.
Yeah. So basically. Every WNBA team can mark one player who's going into unrestricted free agency as a core player, and it basically makes them restricted free agents. So you can match any offer from anyone around the league.
Damn.
And so I think they basically like, all right, Jonquel wants out, like we have to respect their wishes. The WNBA is very like, if a good player wants out, more often than not, a buyout or a trade emerges because I guess that's just how the league works at the moment. Like there's there's probably not as many mid-tier players, say, as there is in the NBA, where you can like, find what's going to sit you for 12 months. So they obviously, they knew they were going to lose Jonquel. They want to make sure that they don't lose Breanna Jones, so they're going to free up that court designation spot before free agency actually hits.
True.
She was really good last year, and I think there was some times in the playoffs where like they were better with Breanna Jones on the floor and with Jonquel Jones on the bench. So like I think there's definitely a question of fit with the rest of the team. That being said, I don't think losing your best player is ever a good thing for a franchise. Again, Breanna Jones, Alyssa Thomas, Beck Allen, like a couple of those other players. It's still a pretty competitive team, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not a long shout from the team that made the finals last season.
Yeah, sorry, I just got lost in thought because I'm writing an article about free agent destinations for Courtney Vandersloot, and I don't have the Connecticut Sun in it, but I think that she would be a good fit there because their front court is loaded. And Courtney Williams, I feel like Courtney Williams, is that her name? Yeah. I don't feel like she's the greatest playmaker.
No.
And you do like her. I personally like her as like a. She puts a lot of pressure on the D as a shot creator and kind of just like a. She constructs chaos.
Yeah,
and
she's
like
a lot of energy.
Yeah, and the Sun really like play well off of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree that there were some times where Jonquel Jones was on the bench and the Sun looked better last season, and even the season before, especially in the playoffs. And like you said, they're not better without her.
Yeah.
But I still think that this team is not going to be like a seismic drop. Like I feel like they'll still be a competitive team, and their team also has so much experience that other teams don't have, having made really deep playoff runs the last couple of seasons. I am interested to see though how the rest of their free agency plays out, and having seen Breanna Jones live in action at the World Cup, she is huge.
Yeah.
And she was probably the best big at being big in the whole World Cup, like across all the countries. She was quite obviously the biggest big in the tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what she'll do with like a maximized role because I feel like she was coming off the bench quite a lot as well.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. She was sixth player of the year last.
Yeah, that's right.
Season.
That's right.
Because she was obviously given the other bigs they have on that team, you know, like Duana Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, Jonquel Jones. Like, there's not a lot of room for another 6'2" plus player.
But isn't that crazy? There wasn't much room for another front court player, and they still found 25 minutes a night for it.
Yeah.
So like, they must really want to play.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think it's just such a smart move to kind of like hitch your wagon to a player who's played well for you and plays well with the rest of your team. It's, you know, this isn't like, oh no, we're losing our best player. Like, we desperately need to keep this person. They obviously do desperately need to keep Breanna Jones. That would be kind of so much more seismic if they lost both of them in this free agency. But like, you know, the fit is good. You know, she's got chemistry with the rest of the roster. I mean, I think like, if you get, obviously we're not saying anything about Courtney Vandersloot yet, but like if you get another good guard in free agency, you can kind of really change the look of this team while like keeping what's working about it together. You know, if you have that really, really solid front court and then you just have completely different looks at guard, which is I think is what let them down in the playoffs, honestly. Like, it's really hard to fault Jonquel Jones and Alyssa Thomas in particular. Then like you got a new general manager, you got a new new coach. You can go in with like a slightly new philosophy, but with a bunch of players already like playing together and everything. And you can sort of compete again. It's just like, can you win a championship without one of those like absolute top tier bigs?
Yeah. I feel like they have Yvonne Anderson, the Connecticut Sun, who was playing for the Serbian national team. She was the one that didn't look Serbian. And she should have been in the All-Star 5, but Steph Talbot definitely got the hometown vote. And also, I can't believe I forgot Natisha Heidemann, who's like a pretty good point guard. Although I do feel as though they could benefit from like a point guard or a guard that's on the same tier as their front court.
Yeah, exactly right.
And just like a more steady force. And I think I'm going to get like we'll probably get sick of suggesting Courtney Vandersloot as like the guard Team X should be going for.
Yeah, but Team X, you should be going for Courtney Vandersloot.
Absolutely, if you need a guard, she should be the first option on everyone's list. But I don't know. I think I'm excited to watch the Sun play next year, especially if they do give Yvonne Anderson some more reps, because she played in 11 games last year and averaged 9 minutes per game. And in the World Cup, she was walking around the American team and every other team.
Yeah.
And I guess the argument could be they don't need another scoring guard in Connecticut. But also, I don't know. I think there's no harm in at least playing her. If you're going to play her 9 minutes, playing her in all 36 games.
and you've just got flexibility as well. You know, like Courtney Williams and Tisha Heidemann. Like, I like them both, but like if you think that they're not right for this team, like they're very movable pieces in themselves. You know.
Yeah.
I think all things considered, you just have so much flexibility after this trade, considering it was forced upon you and what you're losing.
Yeah. Now, I do have to correct myself. The WNBA has hopes of one day having 44-game season. It was 36 games last year, but 2023 season is going to be 40 games. So it is increased from the season before.
Oh, it is. It's 40 already.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think 44 would be perfect.
Yeah.
I also think if the NBA dropped it to 62, that'd be perfect as well.
I completely agree.
I feel like both leagues are on the wrong side of an ideal season.
What do you think about the Dallas side of things? I mean, this is the strange part for me, because I think their roster gets more expensive when you sort of feel like they're trying to get cheaper. But like they had Natasha Howard, who is good, but like how much does that really elevate you from where you were last season? Yeah,
I don't think it does, because Tierra McCowan is quite clearly like on her way to being one of the better centers in the league. I guess Natasha Howard's like a low mistake, steady center, like an older player as well that McCowan can learn off of. Because there were some times where McCowan, I feel like, just like lost herself in a game, not in like a good way as well. Like she completely just lost the rhythm of the game and forgot that she was the tallest player on the court and like the most dominant player on the court as well. And then Crystal Dangerfield. I feel like I think losing Kayla Thornton as well was a really bad idea for the Wings. I think because they also they also got rid of Tyasha Harris. Yeah. I'm butchering her name. I'm sorry to everyone that's listening. But if it was just Kayla Thornton actually no, I don't mind this deal for the Wings. The Wings though, however, are a team that's in my Courtney Vandersloot article. Yeah. Because they really struggled with playmaking last year. And neither of these players coming in really helped that. No. Maybe Dangerfield a little bit, but I think
not significant.
Yeah, I think what they need is a starting backcourt player next to Marina Mabry, who's also a free agent this season, restricted, and Tierra McCowan is also a restricted free agent. But I think if you were to have those two players and like a good playmaking. Tough guard next to Mabry in the backcourt, then I think that would be what would elevate this Wings team. And I think that it could also have been like Kayla Thornton also wanted to leave Dallas and go to New York, and maybe they just like made the best of the situation. But also it could just be them gearing up for, I don't know, and trading Howard and Dangerfield, or like gearing up for like the next trades and the trades after that.
Yeah, I think, with Tierra McCowan, like you were saying, and Ogunbowale on your team, like, you need a steady decision maker. You need, I think, like, Ogunbowale put up some of the worst shots in the league last season.
So bad.
And like you're saying, Tierra McCowan sort of makes or breaks the game, depending on, like how collected she is. To me this feels like I don't know. It just feels like a step sideways. But maybe that's sort of the idea. Again, I think they've got a new head coach, Latricia Trammell, and I feel like if you're not making the moves to put like a really good roster around a first year coach, then it's like, all right, this season is not a lateral. This isn't an upward or a downward movement. This is like a lateral movement where they're just probably gearing up until they make the next big move, and that's sort of like what Natasha Howard's value is there. But yeah, I don't love this. I don't love this Dallas roster as it is.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Yeah.
Well. Have you got anything else to add to?
No, I mean, like you said, all of it. I wish I had more to say about the Liberty, but it's just going to be fucked.
I think it's quite self-explanatorily going to be fucked.
If they get Breanna Stewart, Maureen Johannes is on that team as well.
Yeah,
like they're going to be just ridiculous. They're going to be a favorite pretty much straight. I reckon if they get Stewie, then they are, I think, the favorite pretty much.
Yeah, like absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Stewie go, as you could imagine. But if she did go, I would hate it to be to the Aces or the Liberty now. Maybe even the Sun. Like, I would just like to see her go to a team that isn't already looking like one of the better teams in the league, because she can elevate any team to one of the better teams in the league.
Exactly right. And between Sabrina Ionescu and Jonquel Jones, like that's already one of the better teams in the league as it is.
And I feel like they've got good pieces around them. Like, I feel like the Liberty were, what they were lacking was like another great player, because they have like really good supporting pieces, and like you saw when they got hot and got on a run, they could beat any team. Like, what did they do to you guys? They got like 118 points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They broke the WNBA record for threes in a game.
Yeah.
And points.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that stuff doesn't happen. You can't do that for a whole season with like just good players.
Yeah, exactly,
around one star.
Yeah.
You need more top end talent.
And but I think it's a really good show of faith. Serena had like one average season, then one really good all-star season, and then that's it. Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Don't sit around kind of waiting for anything more to come to you. Like, just build the team now, right at the beginning of their prime. Because if this happens, if Stewie goes here, then like there'll be 10 years where you're attracting top tier talent, and Sabrina Ionescu is like one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
And the Liberty will just be good for those 10 years.
It's crazy. And also like the draw of New York.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the thing is, Jonquel Jones said she wanted to go to New York. Is Stewie from?
Yeah.
Is she from?
Yeah.
From New York? Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in New York.
Somewhere in New York. I want to look this up actually.
How are you going to get there?
Just Google.
Cicero North. Oh shit.
Oh, is she from Syracuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I just remembered that actually.
I just invented that actually.
I actually just invented being from Syracuse. Like especially in the WNBA, there's got to be a lot of appeal playing for New York.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it just guarantees you're living in New York and not, I don't know, whatever town can the Connecticut Sun play in.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question.
Yeah, because
Where is it? Mohegan Sun Arena is where though? Uncasville, Montville, Connecticut.
What?
Uncasville.
Uncasville.
It's spelled like this.
It's the unit. Oh, what the?
Is a quiet, mostly rural town known for Mohegan Sun.
Yeah. So you're there, and there's the casino, and there's the basketball team, and that's
what is this? Is this the casino? Because it's made. It seems entirely out of mirrors.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my god, Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, for real though.
Holy shit!
Das Mohegan Sun Casino. Oh, bro, this. Oh, what the fuck? I'm on Denmark.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh.
I'm on Denmark's Wikipedia.
Wait, there's a Mohegan Sun in Denmark? Oh, you're just
no. I'm on de.wikipedia.com. Unless DE is like, DE could be Deutschland.
Oh yeah.
Home of the Germans.
That would make sense actually. Because Denmark is probably Nederland or something. Wait, no.
No, that'd be
Dutchland.
Denmark could also be DE.
I reckon it's DA.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Oh, it would be.
You would know, buddy.
Yeah, it is Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're way off track here.
Oh.
So yeah,
It's a lot later than usual, though.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. There's actually nothing in Uncasville.
Yeah.
So good on you, Jonquel.
Yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, like you have to play for Bosnia and you have to live in Connecticut.
Yeah. Worst blunt rotation. not nightmare blunt rotation.
Just
Worst.
blunt rotation. Well, speaking of nightmare blunt rotation, did we want to talk about any other WNBA free agents?
Right now, I feel like this trade kind of just fucking kickstarted free agency really well.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of articles came out about free agents and where they should go, and I will actually be releasing a few of them.
Yeah.
And if you did want to get into the WNBA, I think just like casually follow the free agency. I said this in the group chat today, but I wish I'd just like casually seen like the player movement in the off season before I started watching, and then just like watched a bit of their highlights. Because then you get an idea of that player and then the team they were in and then the team they go into, and then you go into the season with like some sort of knowledge.
Yeah, exactly right. I think it's true of any, well, not any sport, but especially American sports where players are moving around so much. Like, you need to know where players are coming from. Otherwise, you're like, Jonquel Jones, she's always been here.
Yeah.
No, actually, she like fucking dragged a team from Connecticut to the WNBA finals twice in 4 years.
What was the first time they made it?
2019? 2018? I think they've gone finals, semis, finals.
Yeah.
In the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Speaking of nightmare...
Yeah, no, go on.
Blunt rotations. The NBA All-Star voting is open. It's been open for a while
now, actually.
Yeah, but we haven't made our picks.
No.
Live on national television.
I've voted quite a lot.
The same vote every time?
Yeah, and like it's not the vote I'm going to say because it's, Zion, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum.
Oh, actually?
Kyle Kuzma.
I love this. No, why don't we start with that? What have you been voting?
Okay, I'll tell you who I've been voting for. So it's been my West front court's been Zion, Ingram, Larry Markkinen.
Yeah.
And then backcourt has been CJ and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Nice.
And then in the East is less interesting, but it's Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Durant, Giannis.
Yeah.
And then Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton.
Nice.
And then sometimes I sub out Donovan for Darius.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like what you're doing. You're doing the people. You're doing work for the people.
Kyle Kuzma, you got like what? I want to say like 100 and something thousand All-Star votes so far. At least 5 of them.
How many does LeBron have? Like 4 million or something?
Yeah, so many. It's
washed.
ridiculous. Actually washed.
But what we're going to do is we're going to give our vote, if we had a vote, and we don't mean that as in because we all have a vote. But let's say this is like the you know how the media gets to vote in the All-NBA things. Let's say it's like that.
Exactly right.
Think of it like that, and then we'll just go through if we could pick any 5 players from each conference, who would we pick? Do you want to start with the All-NBA criteria?
What?
Do you want to start with just like the sticking within the bounds of what the NBA site has given us?
Oh, right, yeah. So as in three front court,
3
two
front
back
court, 2 back court.
Which conference?
Left.
Let's go left.
Yeah.
All right. So in the left-hand conference, I have a front court of Nikola Jokic, Zion Williamson. I'm still going with that, and LeBron James.
Okay.
And then Luka Doncic and Ja Morant.
Okay, so I've got Jokic, Williamson, Markkinen, and then Doncic and Curry. That's my West.
Wow.
I actually think we might get into Should we get into who we want to vote for as well?
Yeah.
Is that how we should do this?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So who would you?
Wait. Sorry, I'm just gonna change my mind straight away. My last West front court spot is going to Lowry, not LeBron.
Okay. I like that. So
I've been teasing about it all day.
We disagree on Curry and Ja.
Yeah.
So my 5, if I could just pick any 5 players, Ja was right there next one. So it's Lukas, Steph, Ja, Shai, and Jokic.
Wow.
Those would be my 5.
Nice, I like that. My 5, if I just picked him, would be Jokic, Luka, Zion, Ja, and Larry.
Yeah, and I want to just give honourable mention to De'Aaron.
Oh wait, no, that's the same thing I said before. SGA would get in over Larry.
Yeah. My honourable mention for the West goes to De'Aaron Fox. But such good fucking... Oh, man. We've said it so many times over the past few weeks, but just the individual performances recently and also for the whole season
Absolutely ridiculous.
have been so good.
Yeah.
Thinking Basketball's video on Shea was fucking, another banger.
Yeah.
Just recently... Actually, all season he's been good, but recently he's been popping. And after that dunk, man, come on.
Yeah, he's all-star material. And I think he hasn't even been, like, that... He's not even touching, like, the 10 best players in the league in terms of, like, numbers, like, he's not scoring 30 points a game. He's shooting, like, 42, 31 or something like that. But, like, you watch him play and it doesn't matter at all. Like, the shots that he's missing are not mattering for how well he's doing or if his team's winning the game or not. It's absolutely just an absolute fucking bounty of talent this season.
Yeah. You got the numbers pretty good as well.
Yeah. Well, should we go through? Let's go through some of these West picks that we both made.
Yeah.
So, I've got 2 no-brainers in each conference. I think you'll agree. But my 2 in the West are Jokic and Doncic.
Yeah.
Like, there's just absolutely no question.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson. So he has just gone down. He will probably. It's looking like he could come back in time for the All-Star game, were he to be picked. And like he'll make the team. Whether or not he's a starter is another question.
Yeah.
But also you don't know what happens with Zion. I said at the beginning of the season that I would make hay while the sun shone, and by that I meant while my basketball team is good, I'm gonna be happy about it. I'm gonna show off about it. I'm not gonna pull any punches just because it's my basketball team.
Yeah.
So I think he's just absolutely been one of the most unstoppable players in the league in a season that's been full of unstoppable players.
Yeah.
He gave us such a buffer when he was healthy that, like, after not having him in Ingram for about 6 games now, we're still the 3 seed.
Yeah.
We're still like a game and a half clear of 4th place. I think, like, the way he's playing, where our team is, he just has to be an all-star starter.
That's fair. I think. I fully agree. I think I based it off of team record quite a lot. And I kind of wanted to put in De'Aaron Fox as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also don't want to not pick Steph.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's not really just the first 44 games of this season that it's getting picked on. I feel like it's the playoff run from last season. I feel like in like 10 years, the way we'll remember that is like, oh wow, he like actually fucking did that.
Yeah.
And I think that should get rewarded as much as possible. And it's like it should be Auskick rules for Steph.
Right.
he's earned it. So it's kind of not, because he did so much with whatever the inverse of Auskick rules are.
I think Auskick rules.
Oh, is this not like a thing?
I did Auskick, and it was getting close to 20 years ago.
Yeah. I just mean like turning the sliders to rookie.
Right.
So whatever the inverse of that is, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right.
He did it with like fucking all these sliders on 40, and he was playing on Hall of Fame.
I understand.
Anyway, I feel like then we should then just fucking lay out the red carpet for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm happy to do that.
John Morant, we touched on him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, having such a good season.
Yeah.
And I think the 3 players that we mentioned, well, I think only I mentioned one of them, Shai, Lowry, and LeBron. All 3 of their teams are below 500, and but they're all in like completely different situations. Like OKC are not trying very hard to be good, and they're like doing a pretty good job at it. The Jazz are like in that absolutely have to pull the trigger right now sort of situation about what they do, where they're not trying their hardest to be good, but they're not bad enough. Or good enough yet. And wow, the Lakers are doing absolutely everything they can to win games, and they are just not winning.
Did they win today?
I think they just squeezed past the Houston Rockets.
The red hot Houston Rockets.
Despite Şengün had like 38, 15, 5.
33, 15, 6. LeBron had 48, 8, and 9.
Wow, there you go. And which one's going to make the All-Star team? So I think SGA, 30 points a game, 50% from the floor, bunch of assists, so efficient. so good in the clutch, and like on a team that's not even trying to be good, like that's an all-star to me.
Yeah. Any news on Anthony Davis?
Yeah, he's injured.
I said news, bro. Oh, so they're hoping he can make make a return before the All-Star break. But
I'm sure they're hoping.
It's been a month now.
Yeah.
Far out, man. Fucking just play, bro.
Yeah, for real. No, I mean, yeah, he's injured.
Yeah, I know. Stop getting injured. Fix your diet.
Yeah. I want to, like, on that note, just absolutely no Anthony Davis All-Star mention. Like, how many games did he play this season?
He played like 10 good ones.
Yeah.
And probably like 20 total, I'm going to say.
I think I think on the fucking, sorry to curse, but on the Bill Simmons podcast, I think out of all of their like all-star mentions, he had the least minutes by like 400 or something. Like
oh my god!
Yeah.
That guy's done his research.
So De'Aaron Fox, fucking having a great season for Sacramento.
Yeah.
I think he's got like most his field goal percentage in the last 5 minutes of games is just so much better than everyone else's. It's like above 70% or something like that.
Yeah.
And when you watch a Kings game, you're like, oh yeah, like if he's getting a shot, he's gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Which is just it's just so good. Like he's a player I like who I feel like has never really had a great season.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Also, those midi pull-ups and setbacks are looking really consistent this season.
Definitely.
And I also think it's fun to give the Kings some representation in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I was looking at potentially making it Domantas Sabonis, but the numbers just... you also got to just put up a stack, a stack of numbers.
Yeah. But do you reckon he'd be a shout for a reserve big spot?
Oh, yeah. I think that could potentially be a lock.
Yeah. Dame Lillard?
Why would you ask?
Just what do you think of him?
You know what I think of him. Is he back?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, no, I think he got injured. Yeah.
Again?
No, he's back. He's playing.
Yeah.
He's having some really big games.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he's been back for a while.
Yeah.
Ah.
Portland's still not very good.
Damn, I think I actually stopped watching them when he went out.
Yeah.
Which I'm now seeing was November.
Sorry, we've had a busy couple of months.
That one might be on me, actually. Fuck, he's been good as well.
Yeah.
He had 50. Yeah, no, he had 50 a couple of days ago.
Yeah. I mean, all-star, am I right?
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
Come on, man. Jesus.
All right, final.
What are they? Hang on. What are they? They're 12th in the West.
But like everyone in the West is like 2 games under 500 at the moment.
Hey, they're equal with the Lakers.
Yeah. We won 2 games under 500.
Yeah, and we've spent the last couple of months just airing them out.
Yeah.
So next,
Anthony Edwards.
I wish, like I wish. I feel like Minnie's been okay lately as well. A little bit better with their
without their 2 bigs.
with their revamped center rotation.
They lost in the last minute to Utah today. Walker Kessler had a 20-20. Famously was the chips as part of the Rudy Gobert deal. And now he's the baghead himself. Anthony Edwards, I think he's having a disappointing season. Just like impact-wise. Considering what, you said he'd be top 3 in MVP voting. I honestly believed it.
I stick by it, man. I stand on that.
Yeah. You should.
What's he averaging?
I think he's
24, 6, and 4.
Yeah.
On okay efficiency, but they aren't winning.
Yeah, and it's impact, you're not like, oh my god, Anthony Edwards pulled them out of the swamp today.
He quite clearly hates playing with Kat, and now he might also hate playing with Gobert.
I'd say so. I reckon he loves playing with Luka Garza.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I reckon he and Jimmy would be good teammates. Jimmy
Butler. Wow.
I reckon he would have loved. I reckon if Jimmy came up with, that story, very fucking Jimmy rocked up to training and didn't take his watch off, played with the third stringers, didn't tie up his shoes.
Man, that would be something.
I would love to see them as a combo.
NYL, Anthony Edwards, Jimmy Butler, someone else, Nas Reed.
Juancho Hernangomez.
Yeah, there we go. That's a fucking score.
Kermit Wilkes and
I'm rolling
Bob Cruz.
I'm rolling 5 deep. I'm rolling 6 deep with those fellas.
Go on.
Have you got anything else to say about the Lefton Conference?
Not really.
Do you like to go to the right?
Yeah,
Let's go to the right.
We can step on over to the right.
Nice.
I have no difference between my who I'm voting for and who I want to. It's not really who I want to vote for. But I've got no difference between my vote and my best five.
Yeah.
I've got Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown in the backcourt, and then in the front court I've got Giannis, KD, and Tatum.
Yeah, I like that. In who to keep by the rules, I have Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, KD, Giannis, and Tatum.
Yeah.
Who I want to vote for: Giannis, KD, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid.
Okay, I don't mind that. I also my honorable mention was Hallie for the East as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really wanted to vote for him, but I feel like Jaylen Brown, he's like averaging 28 points a game, and the Boston is like quite clearly the best team in the league this season. Yeah,
it would be pretty huge for them to have 2 All-Star starters. I think deservedly as well.
Yeah.
Well, no-brainers, and I think all these guys are no-brainers, really.
Yeah.
I think the first 4 there, like Giannis and KD, fucking no question. Even if KD's injured, I think he's just keeps having the best, a near best season of his career year after year.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, man, if he'd been crap and had that 71-point game, he would be an all-star starter, I think.
Yeah.
And he's been, just sneaky below all of those guys, averaging 30 points on one of the best teams in the conference. Man, he just looks so good every night.
Yeah.
And so happy. Jason Tatum, I mean, I feel like he's almost getting underrepresented in a league that loves the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Loves talking about the Boston Celtics anyway.
He is putting up a career high 30.6 points per game.
Yeah.
I actually think I want to steal your answer as well. I didn't even think about, because I was just thinking about adding backcourt players to the front court, but I think Embiid in, Jaylen Brown out.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
It's so hard to not put a guy who's averaging 33.4 points.
And it's really nice when you do that, because you get one player from each of the top 5 seeds in the East.
Yeah.
Also, the Knicks are now 6th in the East. I liked it better when they weren't.
Well, what do you think? Jalen Brunson, sneaky all-star pick?
Oh, that's such a bad pick.
Man,
He'll get the votes though as well.
He's got him. He's got him.
True.
Yeah, he's just behind Derrick Rose.
Oh. Is Derrick Rose? Is he in trade talks or something?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know where though. Yeah.
You talk. I'll look that up.
Yeah, I really want Hallie to get in. I don't think he will, but Indiana, they're 8th. I think if you look at all the teams above them, so it's the 5 teams we have mentioned, all stars from New York and the Miami Heat. All 7 of those teams have put all their chips in this season basically to be good. Indiana's hasn't.
Yeah.
They've still got so much they can do to get better, whether through the draft, through trading, they can get more assets, they can shed assets, and they're 8th and they're very solidly 8th.
Yeah.
Now, 8th is the play-in now. It's nothing to fucking write home about. But I think considering that once you get past all of those other teams, that's where they are, right at the top there with so much room to improve. I think that's very impressive, and Hallie is just absolutely driving that. 20 and 10 on his shooting is also just so impressive, especially, it says that there are more shots he can take if he so wanted them. I think there's probably opportunity in his career to be more aggressive. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he just wants to be absolutely one of the best point guards in the league for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe he doesn't have the raw points per game to sort of challenge those other people. But just the way that he's elevating his team is very impressive, I think.
I really like that way of looking at it, having how much maneuverability your team has compared to the teams above them, and even the teams below them.
Yeah, I think
they probably have the most maneuverability in the East.
Yeah.
Who else? Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, no, I think definitely Orlando. I think Orlando could trade away a bunch of stuff, but I don't think they would.
Yeah.
But yeah, below Indiana, Atlanta, they've thrown all their chips in.
Yeah.
Chicago really I would say they've thrown all their chips in. Toronto is something's going to happen there. Like,
Yeah.
something weird's happening.
They could potentially,
Yeah.
but they haven't shown any signs of
Yeah,
it.
they've got good maneuverability, but they're not like good in the way that Indiana are.
Yeah.
Like to sort of justify maneuvering.
Yeah.
In one direction or the other, and then Washington. I mean, we know what's going on there. Detroit and Charlotte are just absolute dog piece. So yeah, I think like there's 3 teams below them that should be better than them.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah. Well. There you go. You got anything to tail this one off?
But I was just going to throw some other East All-Stars at you. Kyrie.
I looked at it, but I ultimately thought against it.
Yep. Darius Garland, I did mention him before.
Yeah, I don't mind that one. I think I like that more than the Kyrie one, even though I feel like Kyrie's having a better season.
Yeah. Drew Holiday.
I haven't thought about it. How's he going?
He's having a good season.
Yeah.
Man. He's pulling Milwaukee through the games that Giannis can't play. I think Giannis missed a couple of like the last 3 games or something like that.
Yeah.
And he has been like the best player on the team for sure.
Okay, how about
he's kind of struggled with sometimes.
How about this? Drew Holiday is currently averaging 7.3 assists per game.
Yep.
Is that a career high?
Oh, I don't know. Yes?
No.
Oh.
He's had 4 seasons where he's averaged more than 7.3 assists.
What's his career high?
a clean 8. He was an
pretty
all-star
good.
that season.
That's pretty good. Hey, look at that.
Would you look at that? Yeah, I haven't actually watched a Bucks game like present-mindedly for a while. It's usually been one of those like 20-minute what's cracking.
Yeah, he's been good. I mean, like we know what he can do on both ends, and I think he's just hitting more shots than he usually does. I don't know what's his efficiency looking like.
Who?
Drew.
I just had it open. Oh, this is the wrong page. Drew Holiday. Very efficient. 45, 37, 86. Pretty efficient.
Yeah. I mean, for a guard. Jimmy Butler.
Nah. The Heat are finally crawling above 500, but they're not inspiring enough.
No, they're not clicking. Well, then I guess no Bam Adebayo.
No, God no. He's less exciting.
All right, cool. Well, those are all the ones that I thought of.
Yeah.
While I was making.
I mean, they'll probably all end up in there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying yes or no for starting.
Yeah, definitely. No, and like it was also so clear who my starters were going to be as well. Yeah, and fucking probably no Trae Young. Which seems crazy. Like I thought he was. I genuinely 2 seasons ago I was like, I think Trae Young is going to be like the starting guard in the East for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Like,
he's still averaging 27.5 and 10.
He's shooting fucking tragic.
Yeah. Tragic Bronson alert.
Yeah.
He has incredible career averages.
Yeah, and like the fact that him and what's his name called? What's his running mate? DeJounte. Like probably there's a good chance neither of them make the All-Star team. Like
True.
One of them might be a reserve, but I don't think there's any chance both of them.
No way.
Yeah.
No, DeJounte won't make it.
Yeah.
No, Trae will make it. Trae will have to make it.
He'll probably get a coach's shout.
Yeah, you nearly share a birthday with DeJounte Murray. Did you know that?
I know, and with Trae Young as well.
Wait, what?
Trae Young's born September 19th.
Oh my God, so is DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
Wait. Are they how old they? Oh, they're 2 years different.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They share a birthday, bro. It's not even. It was in the season. God, that game would be lit.
Ah, true. In the off season, it'd be even more lit.
Yeah. In Atlanta, down in the dirty south.
They can get some of Lou Williams' stripper chicken. Stripper chicken,
Lemon
please.
Petta DeJounte.
Petta.
Lemon Petta. Even Petta.
Lemon Petta final.
Oh my God.
That's the end of the episode.
Well, that sounds like a good place to finish things off. When do we find out All-Star teams? It's in a week or 2.
Yeah, it's soon.
Yeah, so you guys keep your eyes peeled on TNT. It's the Turner Sports Network. It's the only place you can get the All-Star starters revealed on whatever date it is. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for that.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Well, Marco's here. Bye.